Okay, so I'm just making a channel intro real quick because my original intro was trash. Hi guys, welcome to Grand Central. This is my channel and this is going to be my first video. I still don't know exactly what I want this channel to be, like what kind of channel. I kind of want to do whatever. I feel like this is mostly going to be a beauty and makeup channel, so I'm mostly just going to be talking about beauty and makeup related things. But I also want to do fashion hauls, thrifting hauls, vlogging, aesthetic videos, art videos because I like to do art. Maybe some gameplay, some of that maybe. Yeah, I kind of want it to be like not a little bit of everything, but I kind of just want to do whatever, you know, just have fun with it, I guess. So yeah, I mean, welcome to my channel. I hope you stay along for the ride. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over some of my personal favorite drugstore products that I own thus far. So yeah, to kick it off, I suppose, let's start with this NYX matte liquid liner. I don't know how well you can see that, but yep. So this is the NYX matte black liquid liner, and I really like this because, well, I mean, it does what I look for in a liner, or it has what I look for in a liner. It's very dark, very pigmented, and it's matte. It does what it needs to do. I mean, and it's very easy to apply. It's not too thick, not too watery, anything like that. It does what a liner should do, in my opinion. So I like this. Good product. You should pick it up. One note about this is I feel like you don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on liners. Find you a good drugstore liner like this. This was like, what? I always forget how much these cost, but they're not expensive. They're not that pricey. So, you know, if you're looking for a good liner and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, I'd say look for something like this, or get this liner. It's a good liner. That brings me into my next NYX product. This is again a liner, but this one is the white liquid liner. Now, I don't use this as often as I use my black liner, but I do very much like using this. When I do very dramatic looks, I like to use this as a cut crease to really like define it. Just like the black liner, it's very pigmented, it's not too thick, it's not too watery, it's good. And if you're looking for a good white liner, get this. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on a white liner when you could just get something like this for the cheap. So this next product is a blush. This is the Artisan color baked blush from Radiance. As you can see, I kind of fucked it up a little bit. This is like one of those blushes where it's like if you want a really good color payoff, you might have to scratch off the first layer. That's how it is with certain drugstore products anyways. Sometimes you gotta scratch off that first layer to really get the good color payoff, which is kind of annoying, but it's whatever. This is like one of the few blushes I actually own, and I really like it. I don't wear blush as much as I used to when I first started getting into makeup, but I still do every once in a while, and I mean, it's a good blush. I like red blushes and pink blushes. Those are like my favorite colors when it comes to blushes, and it's pigmented and buildable. You know, it does what a blush is supposed to do. So if you're someone who likes blush and you don't want to go spend a shit ton of money on like Too Faced or Tarte blushes or anything like that, any other high-end blush, I'd say go for the Radiance Artisan color baked blushes. If I remember correctly, this was around $6.99, I believe. So yeah, not expensive at all. And I like it. It's a good blush. I think you'll start to notice a bit of a trend with me. The trend is I really like NYX products, because the next products we're talking about are 2 of NYX's Powder Puff Lippies. Yep. I only have 2 right now, but I'm definitely planning on getting more. So this is how they look. This is how the applicators look. As marketed, they're, you know, little puffs on the end. I have the shade Group Love, which is, it's like a blue toned red shade, and it's considered, I think this would be considered a true red shade. And then I have the shade Puppy Love, which is, it's like a pinky nudish color, like a salmon pink nudish color. It's one of those like nude colors. I don't usually do like full, bold, opaque lip looks with these. What I like to do is I blend them, I put them in the middle of like my lips, and then I'll blend it out so I get that soft gradient look, something like that, something like, you know, Korean gradient lips, if you know about that trend in Korea. So I do like looks like that with these. I think these are perfect for that. And yeah, I like these. Especially since I'm the kind of person who, I'm kind of hesitant about trying out different lipsticks. I don't own a lot of lip products personally because I'm always hesitant about what kind of lip colors I should wear with certain looks. If you're just getting into lipsticks and you're not, you know, you're not sure exactly what you like and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on high-end stuff that you might not even like at the end of the day, I'd say get these. These retail for, I believe, $8.99 each or $7.99 each. I forget exactly. But if you just want to experiment with lipsticks and not spend too much money on them, I'd say these are the way to go. Though there are definitely even cheaper, there are cheaper lippies out there if you're getting really frugal with it. Oh, yeah, right. So this is my Maybelline Fit Me setting powder in the shade 355 Coconut. I like this. For me, it does what a setting powder should do. It helps me mattify my makeup, keeps it in place. Now I will say this isn't transfer resistant, but for me personally, I don't find myself accidentally rubbing my face on things or touching my face, so I'm okay with the fact that it's not that transfer resistant personally. And you know, it matches my skin tone pretty well. Keeps my makeup in place, keeps it from sliding off my face because I have combination skin, so sometimes that happens with foundation if I don't set it. But yeah, this does what I feel like a setting powder should do besides the whole transfer thing. I think this does most of what a setting powder should do, and I think it's pretty good for its pricing. On to the next product. Let's see. So the next product we have is the E.L.F. setting powder with salicylic acid in it, and this is the shade Toffee. I actually don't use this as a setting powder, so I don't use it as it's intended. I use it as a bronzer actually, and I think this is like my holy grail bronzer thus far. In the past, I've used bronzers that are really like red on me. They're too red on me and they're too dark and they look really harsh on me, but once I started using this, it was pretty much perfect. It was like the perfect like amount of warmth to my skin, you know, didn't look as harsh as my other bronzers. The really ironic thing is that I got this from Dollar Tree. This was a fucking $1. This was $1, and yet bronzers I've spent almost $10 on didn't work for me, and yet this just does wonders for me. That's so ironic, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, this is a good product, and I think if you have a skin tone similar to mine and you're looking for a good bronzer, I definitely recommend this. So for my last product, I dropped it. So for my last product, that's one of my personal favorites and gets my personal seal of approval, is my NYX Glitter Primer. Now, just like with my E.L.F bronzer, well, E.L.F setting powder, I don't use it for its intended purpose. This glitter primer is intended for, like, if you're using loose glitters in an eyeshadow look or with a lip look, like if you're doing glitter eyes or glitter lips, stuff like that, this is supposed to help the glitter adhere better. Now, I've used this when I've done glittery eye looks and it works for that, but what I found is that using this in my smile lines helps to prevent creasing issues that I have with my foundation. Once I started using this, this was a godsend. This is great. Like, ever since I started using this, I noticed, like, my creasing in my smile lines was not nearly as bad as it was beforehand when I wouldn't use any primer in that area, anything in that area. And I'm just so glad, like, I found this, because this really is, like, a lifesaver when it comes to my foundation and creasing and whatnot. This is so good for preventing creasing. This is also good if you have issues with foundation coming off of your nose, if you have an oily nose. Using this on your nose as a primer before you apply your foundation, great. So yes, this is like my holy grail when it comes to primers for this whole area. This is great. This is wonderful. I love it. So yeah, that is the end of my video. I just wanted to keep it simple, you know, talk about some of my favorite drugstore products. Keep it light, keep it simple, keep it fun. So yeah, peace out. See you guys soon.